He is the fearless leader of our city, the mayor of Providence. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Elorza has participated in these flag-raising events every year since being elected, including a digital representation for the 2020 event. We are always happy to have a strong ally in City Hall, and ladies and gentlemen, I like to call him...
Hello, hello. Is this on? Is this working? Happy Pride. Well, I want to begin by just saying that, you know, we can't come together this year for Pride. It really hurts my heart that we're not going to be able to gather like we do every single year. But can we all show some pride spirit today? Even though we can't come together as we usually do, can I hear your voices and let me know that you're loud and proud here in the center of Providence? So good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us here in Providence City Hall. You know, there are so many people to recognize and to mention, but before I get to any of the dignitaries and the elected officials, I want to recognize all of you for being out here, for being here every single year, for advocating for our community, and for being such a strong voice here in our city. We're here in the center of Providence. I can just yell. We hear you. I'ma just yell. Yeah! We're here in the center of Providence, and I think it's symbolically important that our LGBTQIA community belongs, has a place, feels free, feels comfortable, feels welcome right here in the city of Providence. So as Dion just mentioned, I have been here every single year with you, and I will be here with you every year going forward. And I know it's not just myself. You know, we have the great honor and pleasure to have so many community leaders that stands with our LGBTQ plus IA plus community. So I want to recognize some of the folks. You're going to be hearing from Council President John Igliozzi in a second. I know we're also joined by State Senator Tiara Mack. We're joined by State Representative Rebecca Kislak. We're joined by Councilwoman from Woonsocket, Councilman from Woonsocket, Alex Keats. Where's Alex?
Alex, right there.
Right there? Good to have you with us, Alex. We're joined by State Representative David Morales. I want to give a shout out to Elijah. Elijah with that magical voice. Thank you for setting us off on the right foot. We're going to hear a spoken word in a second from Grayson Rose. Man, I hope I'm not missing any. Taylor Neptune is going to be performing as well. Taylor?
Yes!
And last but not least, I want to recognize Dion Sage. Thank you for being our host, our MC, and our partner today. Please, a big round of applause. So a couple of thoughts that I want to share today. You know, every year I've been honored to be here to raise the pride flag over City Hall. This year's theme is community. And if ever that theme was necessary, it's this year. We've had a terrible year, and we've lost so many folks to this terrible virus. And during this year, we've seen legislation that has unjustly, unfairly targeted the transgender and non-binary community. We saw a record rise in these attempts throughout the country. And the attempts to limit voting access left many people questioning how their voices could be heard in the democratic process. We need for communities to come together to support each other more than we ever have. And throughout this difficult year, the LGBTQ plus community has shown what community means. From the outset of the pandemic, Rhode Island Pride came together to set up one of the first statewide responses to food insecurity, helping to deliver over 10,000 meals. I did that. Open Door Health, our city and state's first LGBTQ+ health clinic partner, set up one of the first COVID testing facilities and vaccination sites. LGBTQ Action Rhode Island quickly mobilized in our state to shut down anti-transgender legislation at the State House. And time again, our LGBTQ+ community stood up and said, we ain't having it, we're building up and we're bringing our community with us. So all of these efforts by leaders here in our city continually inspire me and give me great hope for what lies ahead in our future. Now with that said, I want to reassure you that as your mayor, I stand with you today as I always have, and I stand with you tomorrow as I always will. This flag flying atop City Hall is a symbol of the city's unity, strength, and solidarity with the LGBTQIA+ community. And so finally, before we do the official proclamation, I was just asked by a representative from the Lieutenant Governor's office to also hand over an official proclamation that our Lieutenant Governor, Sabina Matos, sends over. So I want to say thank you to her for being here as well.
Yes,
So finally, it is with great pride that I bring this official proclamation that reads in part, now therefore do I, Jorge Elorza, Mayor of the City of Providence, hereby proclaim June 2021 Pride Month in the City of Providence.